At Tearfund, we're motivated by hope. Hope that the world can be a better place and that somehow the work that we do in partnership with you can be a part of that. I want us all to think about hope. Now, it'd be easy to do that by sharing a story from one of our field partners working in some of the poorest communities around the world. Those hopes would be basic as access to clean water or access to enough food to eat. It might be as simple as finding somewhere peaceful to lay your head at night so you feel safe when you sleep. For others, it might be as simple as knowing that you're loved and that somehow you matter in the world. But I want to tell you a different story. I want to tell you a story that's closer to home, something touchable and tangible. For some of you, this may reflect your own circumstances at the moment, or circumstances of family and friends that are close to you. Either way, this is a story that says that there's hope, but that sometimes that hope feels distant, like it stands far off.
Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart.
I'm off to meet this couple. Stu and Jenna are from Auckland and met each other while studying together to become paramedics. From the beginning, their careers and in turn their relationship have been built around helping others in their time of need. As paramedics, they have seen the best and worst of people. They would call it a privilege. I see it as a sacrifice. They continue to dedicate their lives to others even in the midst of personal tragedy. One evening, as Stu was preparing to leave for another night shift, Jenna received a call from her doctor. They got the news that yet again they had lost a child during her pregnancy. In total, 6 little lives lost, 6 miscarriages, each one with a name and the dreams and hopes of these 2 amazing people just aching to hold on to one of them. The news, as expected, was devastating. But as always, in spite of personal tragedy, Stu, with his wife's permission, left for work. As you can imagine, the questions were being asked. 6 times they had lost the one thing they wanted and felt that they needed more than anything. 6 times parenthood had been inexplicably snatched away. 6 times their hopes were shattered. Amidst that whole journey, Jenna had also lost her brother, a brother she was really close to, yet somehow they were expected to just keep going. The first call of the night came in, and Stu was sent to what was thought to be a woman struggling with mental illness. He headed off to the job. On the way there, the concerns for this woman grew. Not knowing what was ahead, Stu carried on. Despite being dark and dangerously unclear about exactly what was happening, his priority was to get to this woman and prevent the worst. As he walked towards the door, he was alerted by the comms room. The woman was not only trying to hurt herself, but trying to abort her unborn child. With the dreams of having his own family ringing in his head, children laughing and playing in their own home, Stu had to make a choice. Stand down or keep going. He kept going.
High King of Heaven.
The journey of hoping and dreaming of what could be compels Jenna and Stu to keep going, even though the heartbreak continues and circumstance says there isn't any room for hope. That hope fuels their lives and their service to the world around them.
The work of Tearfund and our partners is fueled by hope. With Stu and Jenna's story in the background, I want us all to consider what hope is for us. If you were to finish the sentence, hope is, what would you say? Take a moment to pause, grab a piece of paper and write it down. You see, I think hope is something that binds us all together and moves us forward as people and communities. And I think Stu and Jenna were onto something when they said that our hope is in each other. What's your source of hope? Who gains their strength from your hope? And if we could be the answer to the hope of other people, whether it be in our family, our neighborhoods, or a world that struggles so desperately to gain hold of hope, what would our actions look like? What would our life of hope look like? I want us to think about it. I want us to talk about it. But most importantly, I want us to live it. If you want to join the work of hope with Tearfund in some of the poorest communities around the world, visit tearfund.org.nz.